Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, let's learn about while loop. So we already learned about if, else statements and we learned about switch statements. They are very similar but slightly different. We also learned about for loop. For loop is different than if and switch because inside if and switch, one set of commands will be executed once. But in for loop, remember loop, that indicates that one part of the code will be executed multiple times inside a loop. While is also loop, so it's very similar to for. Some code will be executed multiple times, but it's slightly different. Now, before moving on to the while, we need to learn one boring and not so much relevant thing, but we must do that. So we want to learn how to enter some data from the keyboard. In this case, we want to enter an integer from the keyboard, and then we will print that integer into the console. So this is how it's done. Basically, I don't want to bother you too much. This is some class that accepts input stream inside the constructor, and this field in the system class is input stream. So basically we just created input from keyboard, and this method next int will give us the number that we input from the keyboard. Take a note that, okay, this will be done, then in the console we will see enter an integer, and then our program will stop here. We will need to enter some number from the keyboard, which means this part won't be executed until we enter something. Let's check it out, run the program. Take a note that I clicked run and not debug. I don't have any breakpoint, so it says enter an integer. And we are waiting here basically. So we enter some number, click enter, and then just then program proceeded and printed out this. What do we do if we want to enter two numbers? Well, this part can stay, but we need to repeat this line. So enter a second integer, and then number 2 is this, and then second integer was, and then number 2, right? So if we try run and we enter an integer, let's say 4, it says you entered number 4, enter a second integer. Needs to be this way. Okay. Second integer is 7. Then it says second integer was 7. So, what if we want to enter countless integers? So every time we need the next number, we need to repeat this number of code. Well, we don't need. So what if we want to enter countless numbers? Do we need to repeat those two lines of code countless times? I don't think so. We just need while loop. So we will delete this and we will create while loop. Before that, we want to create one boolean. Do we want more numbers? And at the beginning it's true. And while this variable is true, we want to do this. So first of all, print this line, then take the next number from the keyboard, and then print line that number. Okay, let's say that we don't want to do this countless times. Let's say that when we enter some number from the keyboard that is greater than 10, we want to stop and to finish our program. So if number is greater than 10, okay, and also we need to say, do we need more numbers? No, we don't need it. Okay, let's try to run our program. Actually, it's even better in debugger, to debug, to see what's happening. Okay, we have one variable which is equals to true. So this code, we will enter this loop, while loop, if this is true. So our variable is true, true equals to true, that's true. So we enter here, enter an integer, and then we are stopped here. We are prompted by our keyboard. So let's enter some number, 5, cool. Enter, awesome. Number is 5. We printed you entered number 5, as you can see. If number is greater than 10, that's not true. So nothing is happening to this variable, right? And this is not printed. Now we are again here. After we finished all commands in the while loop, we are back to the beginning. We are checking this again. Do we want more numbers? Well, that's still true, okay. More numbers, enter an integer. Let's say 7. Enter. Number is 7. You entered number 7. Cool. If number is greater than 10, no. We are here again. Let's try to enter some number which is greater than 10. Okay, we are first here. Enter an integer, number. Okay, now we need to enter an integer, right? 19. Number is 19. You entered a number 19. This is greater than 10, so this will be printed. Program will stop. Actually, program won't stop, but we will exit our while loop. And number was greater than 10, which means that our variable is equals to false now. And now this is not fulfilled, so we don't go here anymore. We just skip that while, and that's it. The last important thing to mention is that inside while loop you can also use break and continue commands in the same fashion as you did in the for loop. Break command is ending the loop immediately, and continue just skips one iteration. In the next video, let's learn a little bit more about exceptions and errors. Stay with us and see you in the next video.